Dear gentle viewers, hi. Welcome back to Archibald Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm so glad to have you here. Here I not only express my thoughts in English, but I always try to add value through my thoughts. So today I've been thinking that most of the people, not only people, myself as well, we are trapped in a cycle in which we are just rushing from one task to another. We are doing more and more. We spend half of our life in achieving things, getting things, doing work hard from morning to evening without being thinking that whether really do we need that or else we are just try to get things because of showing off, because of getting approval from someone, or we are just gathering things. Why we are doing these things actually? Sometimes I think like that we are just rushing and we do not know that we actually want that thing or not. Sometimes I think like that why we are doing this. We want freedom, right? And we want happiness. We want peace of mind. But whatever we are doing, are those things bring us that joy, that freedom, that happiness that we want from ourselves? We really need to think about these things, that whatever we are doing, are they adding value in our lives, or else we are just creating stress and anxiety because of these too much EMIs and expenses. You know what? Sometimes I think like that we are just so trapped in this cycle of earning more and achieving more, showing off, pretending what we are not. And sometimes it's just like too much burden of achieving things more and more. Sometimes I think that having less is much better than achieving more and more things. We just spend half of our life in achieving and half in maintaining those things. And we completely forget about the things that actually matter. The peace of mind for which we are doing the things. If you want to spend time with your loved ones, then you do not have that time. So what I feel sometimes that back then people used to do a lot of things. They spend their time with loved ones. They have freedom and they used to do a lot of work. They used to have a good health and good food, and a lot means at that time whatever they had, that was just enough. And now we do have multiple options but we are not satisfied. Sometimes I think like that these too much options that we have now have just burden on us. Instead of having peace, we are just feeling too much pressure because of this multiple option. After choosing the best for us, we always think of that might be the good option. I think whatever we have chosen is not that much good. We always think of this thing. However, back then, people was just feel good, whatever they used to have. They just make those things better, whatever option they have. Nowadays, if we go to market, we spend a lot of time in purchasing one thing because we do have multiple options, and still we are not satisfied because we always think of that there must be something much better than this one. So sometimes it's good to have less and to be a person that do not need to pretend of anything. You know what? Sometimes I think like we are just doing things just for the approval. We are not doing things for ourselves. We are not doing things that give us joy. We are just trapped in a cycle in which we want more, more and more. And it's not good because it creates pressure, it creates anxiety. And nowadays, most of the people have too much depression. The reason behind this, because they do not know how to live a calm, full, satisfied life. I know that everyone want growth. I'm not saying that you do not need to do anything, but you need to have a clarity in your mind that whatever you are doing, are those things matter to you, or else you are just doing those things for getting approval from someone, or you are just doing these things because of your surroundings. You know what? It is too much important to take care of your health instead of rushing from one task to another. Why you are doing these things? For having peace of mind, right? But when you do not have peace of mind, when you do not have satisfaction, when you are not happy, then why are you doing these things? To showing off? For getting approval from someone? Why? You really need to think about these things, that what do you want from yourself? Because it is necessary that you have clarity in your mind. Without being clear, without having clarity in your mind, you never get satisfied with whatever you are doing. So please pay attention. Do not take too much burden. And sometimes we think like that doing readings and spending time with yourself is just worthless. But what do I observe is this, that it is very necessary that you spend time with yourself and you get to know yourself, that who you are and who you want to be. And do you know what? I have observed this thing, that it is very essential that you should know about the things that you actually want. And sometimes we are not aware of many things. So, to expand your perspective, reading is too much important. You need to learn. You need to learn from books. So, sometimes we think like that reading is not something that can add value to your life. But you know what? Books are the good friends. And when you indulge yourself in reading, then you come to know that you are not wasting your time. However, you are creating valuable things for yourself. You get to know that how to live a good life, that have peace of mind, that have satisfaction. Nowadays, most of the people have depression. A big reason behind this is just rushing from one task to another without being thinking that are they creating value in our lives, or else just putting burden on our mind. I have observed many things that are just useless, and we are just doing those things without being thinking that they are just putting burden on our mind. So you need to take a pause. You need to think that whatever I'm doing is good, or do I need to think about something better? And apart from it, I wanted to say that it's good that you are focusing on your growth. Definitely, everyone wants growth in their lives. But first, you should have clarity in your mind, that what do you want from yourself, and that should be a kind of thing that create value in your life, that creates happiness, not the burden, not the pressure. Just do the things for yourself. Don't compare your journey with others. It will just create pressure on yourself. If you want to be happy, then you should focus on yourself. You should compare your past version with your present version, not from someone else. Everyone's have their own journey. Everyone's have their own struggle. However, the life is just work like this. We have ups and downs, and more you try to live life, more you will come to know that how you can have better and fulfilled life. I always wonder that what do I want from myself. I'm not saying that I do know that what do I want from myself, but I'm always trying to do things in much better way. I always try to do the things that create happiness, especially that keep me away from pressure, from burden. And I just want the same thing for you. However, definitely we are learning here. We are trying to improve our fluency. And definitely I'm putting too much efforts in learning spoken English. And I hope you also putting too much efforts for learning spoken English, right? That's why you are here with me on my journey of learning spoken English, right? And here, as you know, that here we speak in English. I express my thoughts in English so that we all can talk with each other in English, improve our fluency, and can share thoughts that can add value to our lives. And I would love to hear about you. If you are going to tell me your journey, then I'll be so happy. Please share your comments. And I always think of this thing that we should build a community in which we all can grow together, in which we can share our thoughts. Because nowadays, we are just so busy that we do not think about ourselves, our peace of mind, and the things that actually matters for us. So here on this channel you can definitely share your thoughts, and I will definitely going to consider, and I am always trying to be a better version, and I always try to add value in your life. Sometimes I think like the journey I am on is creating value, or else I just need to do something else. But do you know what? We come to know about this thing that whether whatever we are doing is good or bad when you start taking steps. And sometimes it happens that when we start our journey for achieving something, becomes valuable when you start improving yourself, and you will observe these things when you will continue with your journey, when you will be consistent with your journey. So it's completely okay if you are feeling that you are not on right path. Give some time, and you will come to know that this is good or not. And I always enjoy talking with you, and this is the best thing that I do in my whole day. I love speaking English, and I just really want to be fluent in English. And I want the same thing from you as well, that you listen to my video and share your thoughts and keep growing. And I wish you have a nice day ahead. Thank you so much.